In this video, we have got a 129 kill game on Rotterdam Conquest with the M1 Garand semi-automatic assault rifle, and as you can see, we've got the beautiful skin combination of the Sakura and gold. Be sure to stick around in this video. In just a moment, I'm going to show you my specializations and sort of explain why I choose what I do and what's the best routes to go. I'm going to go into the pros and cons of this weapon and how best to use it, specifically on Rotterdam for this game, but again, in general, how to use this weapon. And we'll talk about this game in particular and what I'm thinking, what I'm doing to obviously get this high kill game. So you can probably see that this video is 24 minutes long, double the length of my normal 100 kill game videos, and that is partly due to the fact that at the very start of this game, I had a 35 and 34 kill streak back to back, so one death in between both, which we're going to get into in just a second. But first, let's have a look at the specializations. So as you can see, we have barrel bedding, custom stock, light and stock, and heavy load, being one right, two left, and the final one being in the middle. Now the first three specializations which you choose, they're not very hard to choose, it's pretty easy. The first two options, as you could see there, are all about going for accuracy. The quick aim is not really needed. You've got an 8-round long-range weapon, or should be a long-range weapon. You can play aggressively with it, as you'll see in the first part of this long 35 kill streak on D flag. However, you don't need that quick aim. It already aims in pretty quick, and because it's supposed to be a long-range weapon, then you should be able to just have plenty of time to react and see things at a distance. Accuracy is therefore the key also at long distance, and that is the choice behind the first two specializations. The third spec doesn't need much explanation either. It's either light and stock or hipfire spec. You don't need hipfire on a semi-automatic assault rifle in most cases, especially not the M1 Garand. It's not going to be good at hipfire, at close range, with or without it, specifically just because of the other guns that you're going to come up against that are going to be much better at close range, no matter how good your hipfire accuracy is as your own skill level, or even just the hipfire accuracy stat of the gun. The fourth specialization, however, is where the most amount of conversation or conflict will come by in terms of what people would think is best and what they would choose. Of course, you can see I've gone down the middle with heavy load. The main reason for that is because after this gun was nerfed, after its initial release, then its damage at range dropped off massively. It was no longer a 3-bullet to kill beast like other semi-autos, such as the Gewehr 43. And after that nerf was implemented, the gun with only 8 rounds became almost useless, where you were needing half a mag, 5 bullets to get a kill. And so with 8 rounds, you're always very lucky to get more than one kill. So the heavy load in that case makes it very, much more better at damage at long range, maintains that 3-shot kill distance much longer, of course at the ranges you want to be using this gun. The other options, the grenade launcher, can be very useful at, doing some damage to an enemy, allowing you to finish them off quicker with the small amount of bullets you have in your magazine or your clip. And you can also use it if an enemy is charging you. Of course, you can shoot it, do some damage to the enemy, and go in for a melee kill to finish them off. However, we have got the M1A1 bazooka in the assault class, which, if you know, and you will see a few times in this video, you can use the back blast like a shotgun at close range to take out enemies who are being aggressive and pushing you. Therefore, the grenade launcher option for me is useless. And the other option, of course, is going to be the bayonet, which also can be very useful on a low magazine or low ammo capacity weapon, where you can use it as a last-ditch attempt to take out that final enemy you need to take out. Again, I'd rather have the heavy load, and if you want to be and should be using this type of weapon at long distance, you shouldn't be encountering so many enemies at close range, whereby it's not, it's more beneficial to have the accuracy and more power at range over the course of an entire game than just having a bayonet to potentially take out 1 or 2 enemies per 30-minute conquest game. So again, the bayonet not really needed, and in close range you have got, if you can master it, the M1A1 bazooka back blast. So I probably have taken a bit too long explaining the specs there, but it is quite a unique weapon because of that fourth specialization choice, so it is quite important to explain. As we get back into the game now, we're halfway through. This clip is still one long clip. I've not put any cuts in there yet. We're still just about halfway through that first 35 kill streak. I have talked over what you will have seen was probably the best part of the streak on D flag, doing really good positioning and cover and defending those doorways from all the enemies that were pushing me. So we're getting now into the second half of that 35 kill streak, of which I will just continue now on into the pros and cons of the weapon. If we start with the cons, you've obviously got the ammo capacity with only 8 rounds. It very much, unless you hit headshots, it does mostly limit your kill potential to 2 kills per magazine if you go for body shots. Another disadvantage, of course, is going to be the 3x scope. It's got a very thick post on it. Some people like it, but normally you want to go for a 3x scope, like the Carabine or the Gewehr 43, which has a thin post, which can obviously not block the vision of the targets you're shooting at long distance, with a gun which should be at long distance, and using a scope which is obviously used for long distance. So for me, the 3x scope, which I would want to use on this gun, is not really a viable option. Kind of similar to the Arasaka, if you think about that, it's pretty much the same type of scope. And the final disadvantage which comes with this gun, of course, is if you don't go for that heavy load 4th specialization, you opt to go for the bayonet or the grenade launcher, you will get, of course, a better fire rate. However, the damage drop-off becomes much more noticeable, and your kill potential then, at those longer ranges, drops off massively. And if we move on to the pros of the weapon, starting off with the reload time. The reload time is not super fast, but it's slightly faster than other semi-automatic rifles with their detachable magazines. And this is kind of a mag dump weapon, like the MAS 44, where you're going to get 1 to 2 kills with it quickly, and you're probably going to be reloading the full clip. You'll see me do it with other clip-fed weapons, specifically my secondary, the Repetier pistol, which I always use. Whenever I've got 2 bullets, 3 bullets left, it's often just easier to just mag dump it. You are going to run out of ammo faster, but you are going to get those reloads in faster, reloading the full stripper clip rather than reloading individual bullets. So you'll see me do that, for example there, quite a lot, get 1 kill. If I've got 3 bullets left, then just dump it. 4 bullets is normally the amount you need for 1 kill. It gives you the chance to miss 1 bullet. The second positive, of course, is going to be the fire rate. Even if you have the heavy load specialization, it's still got a very good fire rate, and that's why you'll see so many low-level players running around with it aggressively, mag dumping it into you and killing you so fast, and it makes you really angry. Kind of like the other weapons, the starter weapons of the game, like the Sten, which is almost a beam, and the KE7, which also seems to just beam and kill you very fast when it's in a low level's hands. So the fire rate, therefore, is very good, and obviously complements that mag dump sort of playstyle with it. Of course, as well, being careful to use it at more medium ranges for mag dumping, rather than in close range where you're going to get killed as soon as you run out of ammo. So that is the pros and cons, and I guess the final overall tip of this weapon and how to make it work is definitely use it on those more open, bigger maps like Rotterdam, where enemies are more spread out across the map. On Rotterdam specifically, you're always pretty much going to encounter 1 or 2 enemies at close range. If you do find or come up against a squad, if you're positioning yourself well, then you're going to have enough distance between you and the enemy squad to be able to use your 8 rounds in this low ammo capacity weapon, or any low ammo capacity weapon, and have the time to be able to reload and then obviously take out the next few enemies in the squad after you've killed the first 1 or 2. And you definitely won't find me very often using this on maps like Underground. Moving on into this game in particular, of course I'm always going to say try as much as you can to stick to the bridge, the center of the bridge. You can see everything around it with an equal distance, all the movement, the flow of the enemies, and it increases your kill potential throughout the course of the game, and it's therefore perfect on this map when doing that to use long-range weapons, semi-automatic rifles, sniper rifles, and obviously therefore to do well. The M1 Garand is slightly different. because, as I explained, 3x scope is not very good, and with the reflex sight, it's very hard to see and track targets at those longer distances. And of course, with 8 rounds, you know, as soon as you run out of ammo, the enemies you're shooting at in the distance are going to get behind cover, and you're just basically just spending loads of time shooting and not getting any kills. So you will see me be slightly more aggressive, pushing off of the bridge onto D flag, as you saw at the start of the game, which gave me that really massive head start on kills with a 35 kill streak. Now, there's still over 10 minutes left of this video. There's a lot of people who put comments out basically saying they want some more no commentary video or less commentary on these types of videos. So I have got, or in mind, in a few weeks when I'm on holiday for the weekend where I won't be able to live stream, I'll put together 3 100+ kill game no commentary videos for everybody to watch. So that'll be coming out hopefully in the next few weeks. But for the remainder of this 10-minute video, because it is double the size of my normal 100+ kill game videos, I will end the commentary in a moment's time and let you guys watch the rest of the video. And of course, you will now be able to hear better what's going on around me in this game. You know, what footsteps I'm listening to, and therefore understanding better where I'm moving from, what I'm looking at, what I'm hearing, and seeing what I'm doing. So I'll let you guys watch that. And as for the clips which are in the remainder of this 10-minute video, it is simply going to be basically me staying around the area where I am now and D flag, because all the enemies are pretty much spawning on D and E, and I'm going to be running straight through here, either to get to the bridge, to travel across to C, to A, to B, etc., or, you know, again, just in between E and D, of which my team are going to D to capture it, so they're going there to defend it. So where I am right now is pretty much cutting them all off as best as I can. So that's the remainder of the clips. There's not much explanation or live explanation of these clips. So yeah, if you have watched this far, please smash a like for me, and yeah, I'll see you on the next non-100 kill game video.
Heads up, charges set! Bugger! Active JB2 airstrike right away. This location.
Objective Baker has been lost.
Placing charges here.
Objective Baker.
Placing charges.
We are losing objective dog. We have almost won this. Don't let up. Take an objective dog.
Gotcha, mate. This'll fix you.